Chapter 13, Marvellous Medicine number 3. "Here it is," cried Mr. Killiecranky, rushing into the kitchen. "1 carton of flea powder for dogs, and 1 tin of brown shoe polish." George poured the flea powder into the giant saucepan. Then he scooped the shoe polish out of its tin and added that as well. "Stir it up, George," cried Mr. Cranky. "Give it another boil. We've got it this time, I bet you we've got it." After Marvellous Medicine number 3 had been boiled and stirred, George took a cupful out into the yard to try it on another chicken. But Mr. Cranky ran after him, flapping his arms and hoping, with excitement, and hopping and jumping. "Come and watch this one," he called out to Mrs. Cranky. "Come and watch us turning an ordinary chicken into a lovely great big one that lays eggs as large as footballs." "I hope you do better than the last time," said Mrs. Cranky, following them out. "Come on, chicken," said George, holding out the spoonful of medicine. "Good chicken. Chick, 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 chick. Have some of the lovely medicine." A magnificent black cockerel with a scarlet comb came hopping over. The cockerel looked at the spoon and went peck. "Cock-a-doodle-doo!" squawked the cockerel, shooting up into the air and coming straight back down again. "Watch him now," said Mr. Cranky. "Watch him grow. Any moment he's gonna start getting bigger and bigger." Mr. Killiecranky, Mrs. Cranky, and little George stood in the yard staring at the black cockerel. The cockerel stood quite still. It looked as though it had a headache. "What's happening to its neck?" Mrs. Cranky said. "It's getting longer," said George. "I'll say it's getting longer," Mrs. Cranky said. Mr. Cranky, for once, said nothing. "Ha! Last time it's legs. Now it's the neck. Who wants a chicken with a long neck? You can't eat chicken necks." It was an extraordinary sight. The cockerel's body hadn't grown at all, but the neck was now about 6 feet long. "All right, George," said Mr. Cranky. "What else have you forgotten?" "I don't know," said George. "Oh, yes, you do," said Mr. Cranky. "Come along, boy. Think. There's probably just one vital thing missing, and you've got to remember it." "I put in some engine oil from the garage," said George. "Did you have that on your list?" "Eureka!" said Mr. Cranky. "That's the answer. How much did you put in?" "Half a pint," said George. Mr. Cranky ran to the garage and found another half-pint of oil. "And some antifreeze," George called after him. "I sloshed in a bit of antifreeze."